there's got to be something that we're breathing or drinking or eating here as poisonous.
Later on in the book, he does make reference to how in places with high minority populations, they do tend to suffer more from environmental impacts, and they're less recognized by the government. And to me, that's Imperial Valley. That's Imperial County. That we're not recognized by the government up in Sacramento.
So then again, what can we do?
Well, I don't want to dominate, but okay. So in my opinion, and because I've been listening to this guy Van Jones talk about this stuff for a while, and I've been thinking about how can we apply this thinking, this rationale to the Imperial County. In my opinion, start making local industry. Start making a local industry that would start creating jobs and start creating opportunities for people. And that would be recognized by the government, recognized by local community leaders, and that would be seen as a sort of mechanism for creating a positive change. And so part of that is, like, for example, there's farmland over towards the west and other parts of the valley that no longer being reached by water. So it's still farmland, it's still decent farmland, but they can't go about flooding those fields like they used to. Just plant groves and trees. Use a drip watering system. And then you have, that stops the wind, stops the dust from blowing in. And, hey, new crop to harvest. More jobs for people to be employed through.
Can't we also use the trees we have, like big 200-year-old trees that people are cutting down for lumber? Because those are the problem. They take a bunch of time to grow. So by the time they grow up that high, the ones you planted aren't even quite the size.
Yeah.
I see these young people very interested, otherwise it would not be here. Do you have any examples for them to share, to follow? Any suggestions for them?
I wanted people's reaction to the book and anything that struck out, or that struck them about what was mentioned by Van Jones. Anything that caught your attention? Anything that you thought, well, what about that? What about this?
She asked you that twice.
Well, I think one thing that we can do better than that we don't do is, it seems simple, but is recycle.
Yeah.
And
to me, that's something that...
do a good job of recycling. I mean, we don't do a good job of recycling down there. Yeah, we should.
By the way, we're recycling the bottles if we're just leaving them on the table.
Well, I'm going to give you a good example. We have two trash bins here at the library.
Mm-hmm.
One is for recycled material and the other is for non-recyclable things.
Mm-hmm.
And the same truck comes and picks up both of them and dumps them both together. So, what good did it do us to separate and try and recycle when they just dump it all together?
Well, I got 3 trucks come to my place.
But in
Well,
the big bins.
But with the big bins, they have one truck and it comes and it picks everything.
Okay.
There's different commercial trucks and then residential.
Yeah. But even residentially, we can do a better job of recycling and talking about that.
I think it's in the next chapter that he mentions how having more of an impact, or the way we can have more of an impact is through voting, through looking at legislation, through looking at politicians, and what those people are doing. And in the case, look at the local politicians for El Centro, and say, hey, mayor, hey, city council, why don't you guys, try to make or become more, environmentally friendly? Why don't you guys do something that's going to have a more positive impact? Don't you? Right, sir?
Well, that's true. And I have to say, for our city council here in El Centro, they have done very good. When they renegotiated the contract for the trash and that, they tried to get the best thing they could. And I don't think that wasn't because they didn't say that. Supposedly, they're not supposed to do what they're doing. mean, why would they give you two bins and tell you one is for that and the other is that? But they still follow what they said they were supposed to do. So, but the city council in El Centro, I think, has done a good job of trying to do things to promote that type of thing. I will say that.
I will write a letter to the newspaper, bringing up that very issue.
You're in trouble.
No, I'm not going to mention your name. No,
You could just say, I was hanging out behind the library on trash day, and I noticed.
Everybody sees it because you do drive up and it's almost in on pickup day, you see recycle. And they pick them up, either one, the first or the recycle, the regular trash, and they dump them in together, and I said, what is going on? But it's not the city council, they might not even know that this is going on, so that would be a good project for any of these young people here to bring this up.
And also, it's really discouraging, well, to anybody who knows that, to see, regular trash in the recycle trash can, or to see a truck like that picking up both recycle and regular trash and dumping them together, then you think, what's the point? And someone who may have been really motivated to try and make a difference by doing their part, recycling a little bit, is just, it crushes that. And so I feel like by doing that, by not unifying in this effort, that we're really taking steps back. So
Apathy.
Also, trash, I'm not too familiar with how it's like put away, but is that in landfill stuff? They dig holes in
The Imperial Landfill, yeah, which is,
well, there's a new process to which you can make a more efficient fuel out of it, like a type of ethanol, because of the gases that it releases once it decays.
oh, yeah.
We know something like that, it wouldn't pollute our land, we would get fuel from it, and
I've seen some of the programs where they show what they do with the plastics and stuff like that, and they can make boards out of it. They can make new CD cases and this and that, but the boards was pretty trippy in my opinion because it's a new building material you can use.
One of the biggest evil things around is bottles.
Yes.
This is probably the number one
Yeah.
contributor to pollution,
Yeah.
and we all do it.
Plastic bags.
And plastic bags. Yeah, and they say that there's so much plastic floating out in the ocean, bits and pieces of old plastic bottles and stuff like that, and killing off all this marine life, and that marine life is what absorbs a lot of carbon dioxide.
And not just the small marine life, the big.
And big, it gets up to the big ones there. But, well, so what can be done in the Imperial Valley? How can we, or what could be done? What would you guys like to be seeing? How can we clean up the air quality? How can we clean up the New River and the Salton Sea?
Well, for starters, I'd love to see 2 trucks
Yeah.
picking for trash.
Speak.
I just thought of that. I don't know if it actually works, but even though they put in the same truck, they can hire people to separate it, and that would create jobs, I guess. But I don't know who would be able to do that. But it's an idea.
That's our
That is definitely an idea.
Association of Retarded Citizens. They normally do trash processing and recycling. So.
I just have that for a long time.
Yeah, and to me, that's like a good thing is that you have basically a segment of the population, that they're simple people that need a simple job. They need just a place or something that gives them something to do, gives them purpose. And they can do that, and they feel part of society. They're recognized as part of society. The homeless people go around, they pick through the trash, and they're able to scratch together whatever little living they can. And maybe it's because they do choose to be homeless, or maybe they're at whatever sort of situation in their life. But to me, that's kind of what I see is create more society, create more opportunities in the community, and that's what I see with the green collar economy.
Well, another thing you can do here, when you go shopping,